Directly, we don't want to take care of ourselves in a way that we can discern when we are being taken for a ride, and also when you think about it, in Kenya we have more churches than schools, we have more churches than creative hubs, than rehearsal spaces. So the result is, while it's important to be faithful and and to be prayerful, it's also very important that we have our own relationship with God, direct relationship with God, because having somebody else that you have to go through in order to have a relationship with God is a problem, because a tree has a relationship with God. They don't have a pastor, a lion has a relationship with God. All of us were created by God, all living things, so then we have to ask ourselves, why are we following these individuals that are driving on very fancy cars, helicopters, while we are suffering? Why are we giving them, if you look at the story of Pastor Mackenzie, there's a lady that left her job with one of the biggest airlines and sold everything and gave everything to this pastor that now has been murdering hundreds of people. So we just have to question ourselves, and Dre's also can speak about this because Dre's is a man of faith.
Before Dre's comes in, let me say this. I think there's always, some people make memes and stuff. So I think you've seen this meme that goes around where a person came and handed the Bible, and I think they took title deeds or they took land.
Mm-hmm.
So religion is the opium of the masses, and if and when effectively used, it was actually effectively used during the emergency in 1952. It was effectively used, and also tradition has it, like even over here, how when the white man came here, what they did, to the natives, they bring this disease and then they show them that they're the only ones they're the only ones who can cure who can cure them. Yeah. I think it was this guy, was it Colombo, this guy who supposedly discovered the Americas or whatever.
Christopher Colombo.
He knew exactly, I think, when there was going to be the full moon or the half moon or whatever moon, and in 2 weeks, and he said, in 2 weeks I'll be back here because I'll show you that my God is even stronger. But he knew how to read he could tell, like in a few weeks or whatever. Yeah, he could tell that within a certain time this was going to happen. It's going to be a red moon or whatever it is, and that in that way, these guys, they ended up giving them food and supplies and stuff. So I think religion has been used to oppress, and I'll leave it at that, especially in Kenya.
Yes, and of course this is go ahead, Dre's.
I want to say something in that we have to remember everything is about balance, right? You can't throw out the baby with the bathwater, right? Like religion comes with cults. That's going to be a part of it. But there's a lot of things that are cults, right? There are political parties that are literally cults. There are companies that are literally cults because of the way people follow them. I think we just have to create balance and start to get people to understand, as Simon was saying, you need your own relationship with God. And when you have a religious leader, balance is about not worshiping them. What you refuse to hold accountable is something called worship, right? Worship comes into play when you can't hold something accountable. I don't get to hold God accountable, right? That's because I worship him. But I should be able to hold my religious leaders accountable. And we have to stop getting to this point where we worship religious leaders, right? They have an ability and a gift, and that should be valued, because there are a ton of really great religious leaders, but there are a ton of bad ones. And then we have to change our definition of success. Simon was talking earlier about how we love success. well, why does success have to equal money, right? Why don't we change the definition of what is success? Jesus didn't walk around rich, right? He could have been, but because he understood the definition of success can't be, we think that success equals validation of God. And so we follow these men and women of God who have a lot of money, right? And we think, well, they must be validated by God because they have money. That's completely hogwash, and it's the opposite. So I just think we have to, I don't think that uneducating people is the right way. I think we have to educate people more and more what to look for and to know that there are always going to be predators. But I don't think we need to throw out the baby with the bathwater, because there's been a lot of good that has come through faith as well.